The very first thing that we can do for the environment is hugely geared around reducing the amount of energy that we use for transportation. Because if we're going to reduce CO2 emissions, we have to get off fossil fuels. Okay, that means that our only real viable option is electricity. And as I mentioned before, electric cars, as they are not a solution. They are not a solution. The lithium ion batteries that we would have to build it's just unreasonable. Lithium's a rare earth element. There's not enough to really do that. Incredibly toxic. Incidentally, I read an article recently about the vast sludge swamp of toxic chemicals in China outside a factory that processes the lithium and makes the lithium ion batteries for our cell phones. And that's just for cell phones, okay? We've got massive swamps of toxic sludge in China because of producing little batteries this big. If everybody starts driving an electric car, we'll have a toxic sludge pit the size of the Atlantic Ocean. That is a complete exaggeration, but it will not be good. So what does that mean? That means we need an electric transportation system that can get people around from place to place and is not hauling around a 200-pound lithium-ion battery underneath it. That means that we have to have some kind of track-guided system. But if we build that track-guided system, the amount of fossil fuels emissions will be hugely reduced. And this is the reason that we need to put the focus on vehicles and transportation. There are three basic main ways in which human beings consume energy. Transportation, heating and lighting your home, and industrial purposes. Okay, and when I say energy, I mean all kinds of energy. That's natural gas, that's electricity, that's gasoline, it's diesel, it's all things, okay? Home heating and home lighting, we have reasonably efficient methods for doing that with electricity on the grid. The house doesn't move anywhere. It's pretty easy to do that. There's no necessity for battery storage. Same as for industrial purposes. We're wired to, they're wired to a grid. We have pretty efficient methods of using electricity from the grid to do all number of things from an industrial standpoint. Vehicles, transportation, the last major hurdle technologically for coming up with an efficient system that doesn't use fossil fuels that is on the grid. It's difficult to do. So this is the reason that this is the most important element to solve, and this is the one that we need to be working on right now. Okay, with the proper electrical infrastructure, the proper electrical carbon-free infrastructure, it would be easy to retrofit our entire world to have everybody's house be heated and lit, and most industrial purposes have electricity from the grid. Transportation will require a complete overhaul to get us off fossil fuels. And like I said before, giant lithium batteries stuck on the bottom of an inefficient moving vehicle is not the solution.